Here we have for sale our May 2019 on a 19 plate Ford Transit Custom Trend, which is the spec. This is a 280, which means it's got a 2.8 ton gross vehicle weight. This one comes with the 2 litre TDCi engine with 130 brake horsepower, which comes accompanied with a 6-speed manual gearbox. And this is the short wheelbase low roof, so L1 H1 panel van. And what we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around. I'll show you the spec on this particular vehicle, which you get on a Trend of this age. And we'll also talk you through the condition as well, seeing as it is currently available for sale at the time of recording. So, as we always do in these videos, we'll start here at the rear of the vehicle, and we can see that this one is spec'd with rear barn doors. What I mean by that are 2 doors which open in that sort of fashion. In terms of condition here at the rear, the weather has been absolutely terrible here in the last few days, so we were caught in a shower a little earlier. These aren't runs in the paint, there is just a couple of droplets of water on the van, but I will point out anything that I can see on here or anything that I know of on this van whatsoever. There are a couple of very minor little hairline marks just around the opening of the rear barn doors, which is very, very common to see because it's a very sort of high traffic area. And there is a tiny little mark just down here, ironically just above the parking sensor just there. And that brings me on to the first bit of spec to mention, and that is rear parking sensors that you get on a Trend. If we open up the rear barn doors, we can then start to have a look at the spec and condition inside the load area. You'll see I just opened that yellow arm just there, and that clips into the door, and what that allows you to do is open the rear barn doors up to their 180 degree position, and you can do exactly the same with the other door as well. It will just lock into place as a default there at 90 degrees, but as I say, you can also just pull on the arm, clips into place there against the door, and then you can open them right up there to 180 degrees. And then what this does then, it gives you maximum accessibility into the rear. You can see that the van is fully ply lined in the back, which of course protects the van from any outward dents. And a note to mention here, which is an optional extra, this van is spec'd with LED load lights, which I think is a really nice optional extra to have. It's not a huge cost option when you're speccing these vans from brand new, but in my opinion, well worth having. It just illuminates the back of the van so much more. You can see on a custom as well, you get the nice hard-wearing plastic floor here, which I absolutely love, because it just means you can just sweep them out and wash them out very, very easily in the back, and they do wear very, very well. I've seen these vans far, far older and more miles than this, and as I say, they just wear fantastically well, which is always nice to see. You can see we've got a side loading door there, which I'll come on to in just a second. You can also see we've got the factory fitted bulkhead just there as well, which is just bolted in around the outside. So you can remove these if you want to. They are just bolted in around the outside. We've also got the load through hatch as well, which I'll talk you through when we come round to the side loading door. But if we shut the rear barn doors, then we can just continue to go around the rest of the van and then moving down the passenger side. So having a look down here, using the reflections where available, you can have a look for any dings or dents or anything like that. You can see that it is looking very, very clean and straight down here. It's nothing that I can particularly point out to you in a way of adverse condition. On a Trend of this age, you get the steel wheels with the Trend wheel trims. And then we can open up the side loading door just there, and then this gives you another aspect then of the load area coming into here. As I say, this gives you a good look at the factory fitted bulkhead, and as I say, you've got this fantastic load through hatch. So how this works is it clips against the bulkhead there via a magnet, and then it secures shut via a magnet as well. So you can just shut it if you want to, but when you want to load something longer here, clip it up there via the magnet, and as I say, you can load all the way through then underneath the passenger seats. If we open up the passenger door, we can then start to have a look at the spec and condition inside here. So passenger door card, it's all looking in fantastic order. Same goes with the step, the floor, seats. There's no rips, tears, cigarette bins, anything like that in those seats. They're all in really good order. Certainly doesn't smell like this has been a smoker's van as well inside here. Got the nice fold down work tray in the middle, a couple of cup holders there, and somewhere to store your paperwork as well. And we'll come on to the rest of the spec when we go around to the driver's side. But looking here, we've got a cup holder on top there, a big bottle holder just there, glove box, and a couple of little cubby holes as well up on top of here. Another bonus is you do actually have, before we move on, you have some storage underneath the passenger seats as well. So that is how you access that. You just pick it up from the front, like so, flip the seat forward, and then you've got some nice big storage there underneath the passenger. Well, that was slick, wasn't it? That wasn't planned. They've moved the bonnet release on the new Shape Transit Custom to inside the van. On previous models, it was the key in the bonnet job. But I say that LED lighting does make a massive difference in the back of the van. Moving then around to the front of the van, you also get colour-coded front bumper and also colour-coded mirrors on a trend, which does set the vehicle off very nicely. The name of this colour is eluding me at the moment, but if you head over to our website, which is bridgenvans.co.uk, and have a look at the full advert, I will be sure to list the name of this colour. For some reason, I cannot remember it in the top of my head. It's not a colour we get very frequently. I don't think it's titanium silver. I think it's the other one. But I'd say I can't remember it off the top of my head. But I'd say go over to bridgenvans.co.uk after watching this video, and I will be sure to list it on there on the full advert. Looking at the colour-coded front bumper, you also get front parking sensors as well. So fantastic to have when manoeuvring these vans around. And you've also got, which comes on the higher spec new Shape Ford Transit Custom, and that is these very nice LED daytime running lights around the it's like a halo daytime running light around the headlights. Maybe the camera's probably not doing it justice, but they are a very nice crisp white light, and it looks absolutely fantastic. In terms of condition here at the front, again, there's not much in the way of adverse condition. It is a very clean and straight van, this. It must be said, as I mentioned, there's a couple of those tiny little marks on the rear doors, but otherwise looking really, really nice. And then looking down the driver's side as well, and again, you can just see how clean and straight it is. Looking very, very good indeed. One thing I mentioned near the start of the video, this is a May 2019 vehicle, so that means you've got Ford's manufacturer's warranty on this van until May 2022. So you've got plenty of time left on that at the moment with the manufacturer's warranty. And of course it is Euro 6 as well, so you can take this vehicle into the ultra low emission zone areas without having to pay the ultra low emission zone charge. So then opening up the driver's door, let's have a look at the spec and condition inside here on the driver's side, and you do get a fantastic spec on a trend. So first thing that sort of strikes me here is just how clean that sort of entrance to the van is. The step is all very nice. You can see that the edge of the seat here is all in good order. There's no excessive wear. Looking on top of the driver's door here, electric windows, you have electric folding mirrors. That's how they are operated. Push that dial down towards you. You can of course unlock the whole van from this button just here. There is a little bit of wear on the floor there, just where a heel has been when driving. You do see that very frequently. It hasn't actually pierced through or anything like that, but as I say, it is starting to wear slightly. But as I say, very, very common. Auto-activated lights and wipers. You can see that we've got lovely leather multifunction steering wheel as well on a trend. Very, very comfy in the hand. On the right hand side here, this is where you can control the onboard computer. You can also answer and hang up the phone. You can skip to the next track. And then on the left hand side, you've got the cruise control and a speed limiter just there as well. And you can also control the volume of the radio just there. Speaking of the onboard computer, that is located on this little screen just up there, and that's where you can see the mileage on this vehicle, 38,318.8 miles to be exact. And you can see that the vehicle is idling correctly there. There's no warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard. Up on top of the dashboard, you've got a USB point and a 12-volt socket up there, and plenty of storage up on top. And then having a good look at the driver's seat, this is height adjustability for the thigh, so the front of the seat. And this is height adjustability of the whole seat. And then you've got backrest adjustability there. You've also got the famous Transit driver's armrest, which is on a ratchet. It comes on all models, which I think is very, very nice. Makes driving these lovely and comfortable, and a good, comfortable seat on this Shape Transit Custom, it must be said. Jumping in here then, have a look at a little bit more spec. As I mentioned near the start, comes accompanied with a 130 brake horsepower engine on this model. Not all of them are 130s, so don't be fooled with that. A lot of these will be 105s. So it's a 130 brake horsepower engine, fantastic engine, and 6-speed manual gearbox as well, which goes along with that. Nice hidden cup holder just under there. And then looking into the centre, we've got heated wing mirrors just down here, heated windscreen, that's the actual elements in the screen, not just the blowers. And then having a look at the screen just here. So I'm on the phone screen here, so this is where you can see, of course, you can connect your phone via Bluetooth. If we go on to the radio section here, if you click on this source button there, you can see that we've got DAB radio. And the last thing I want to show you, if you put the vehicle into reverse, you can see it gives you a nice display there of where objects are located in front and behind you as well in the vehicle. So a really nice comprehensive spec on the Trend. I say things that I really like are things like the cruise control, DAB radio, very nice to have indeed. So just to summarize, this is a one owner from new Ford Transit Custom. It's the 280, which means it's got a 2.8 ton gross vehicle weight, 2 litre TDCi engine with 130 brake horsepower. It's the L1 H1, so short wheelbase, low roof. As I say, it's the Trend in this fantastic colour, which the name eludes me, but as I say, will be on the website, so be sure to go over there and check that out. Covered under manufacturer's warranty until it is, of course, 3 years old, which is in May 2022. And of course it is Euro 6 as well, so it means it's fully ULEZ compliant. Take this into the ultra low emission zone areas without having to pay the ultra low emissions zone charge. Fantastic condition throughout, great spec on a Trend, and you've also got the nice added bonus of the LED load lights in the back of there, front and rear sensors. Here's a really nice spec on these, and that's those very nice LED daytime running lights on the front as well. If you'd like to inquire, please feel free to give us a call on either of the numbers listed here at the bottom of the sign. We can arrange finance on all of our vehicles, so making the funding for your van as easy as possible. We do a lot of finance on our vehicles, and as I say, a vast majority of vehicles people will get funding in some way or another, but we believe that coming through us and go through some of our finance partners, that can be the easiest way of obtaining those funds, and at very competitive rates as well, starting as low as 7.9% APR. We can also do finance for limited companies as well, small or big, even if a limited company is relatively new as well. And we can also take cars or vans in part exchange as well, and that the value of your part exchange can actually count towards your deposit on your finance. Doesn't matter if you've got finance on your part exchange as well, we can discuss all of that with you, and we can also deliver our vans nationwide as well. One thing that makes us unique in some ways, not only some of the other things that we do here, but all of our vehicles go right through our workshop before they leave us, so we don't cut any corners. If it needs tyres or brakes or anything like that, it will have it before it leaves us. Thank you very much for watching.